Lawyers urge the U.S. Supreme Court to review a ruling against Oklahoma's first publicly funded religious school. The parole board advances Wayne Thompson's case, and an update on Oklahoma Task Force 1 aiding in ongoing search and rescue efforts following Helene. We'll have details on the KGOU AM News Brief for Tuesday, October 8th. I'm Nick Daniels. Lawyers representing the statewide virtual charter school board are asking the U.S. Supreme Court to hear a lawsuit involving what would be the nation's first publicly funded religious school. State Impact's Beth Wallace reports the move comes 3 months after the school's contract was ruled unconstitutional.
The law group Alliance Defending Freedom announced Monday it had petitioned the nation's high court to review a decision by the Oklahoma Supreme Court regarding the St. Isidore of Seville Catholic Virtual Charter School. State Attorney General Gentner Drummond originally filed the lawsuit a year ago and successfully argued to the state Supreme Court that Oklahoma law prevents taxpayer dollars from going to sectarian institutions. In a statement released Monday, Drummond vowed to keep fighting should the U.S. Supreme Court take it up. Quote, "This unconstitutional scheme to create the nation's first state-sponsored religious charter school will open the floodgates and force taxpayers to fund all manner of religious indoctrination, including radical Islam or even the Church of Satan." The Supreme Court's term began Monday. For State Impact, I'm Beth Wallace.
After decades with no success, Oklahoma prisoner Wayne Thompson is one step closer to getting a second chance at freedom. OPMX's Sierra Pfeiffer reports on Monday's parole board meeting and what happens next for Thompson's case.
Thompson has spent more than 40 years in prison for a crime he committed when he was 15. For years, every time Thompson is eligible for parole, his case has not made it past the first stage of consideration. This week's Pardon and Parole Board meeting had a different outcome. Based on a review of documents about his case, the board approved Thompson to move forward. He received 4 yes votes from the 5-member board, solidifying his opportunity to appear before them in December. Board members will get to speak directly with Thompson and ask questions about his rehabilitation. If Thompson gets another recommendation from the board, Governor Kevin Stitt will have sole discretion to grant his parole. In Oklahoma City, I'm Sierra Pfeiffer.
Oklahoma ranks among the top in at least one academic metric, censorship. As State Capitol reporter Lionel Ramos reports, a new study shows Oklahoma lawmakers have proposed the second most so-called educational gag orders in the country since 2021.
The term educational gag order, as used in the report by the Writing and Free Expression group PEN, refers to a piece of legislation that restricts discussion of a certain topic in an academic setting. Jeremy Young co-wrote the report on these gag orders.
These include bills like the Stop Woke Act in Florida in 2022, which banned the divisive concept in both K-12 and higher education. They could include things like the Don't Say Gay bill, also in Florida in 2022.
And Oklahoma's House Bill 1775, passed in 2021, which prohibits certain discussions of sex, gender, and race and identity in schools across the state. That bill is one of 30 proposed educational censorship measures in Oklahoma since 2021. Only lawmakers in Missouri top that. They've proposed 46 educational gag orders. I'm Lionel Ramos.
Residents in the eastern U.S. are still recovering after Hurricane Helene's devastation with the help of a team from Oklahoma. KGOU's Spencer Plato has an update.
Oklahoma Task Force 1 has been on the ground in North Carolina, continuing the search efforts. The task force began their work more than a week ago in North Carolina. The Oklahoma City Fire Department told K4 that the team is conducting surveys and searching through debris by foot, boats, and ATVs. They say the team recognizes the role it plays in North Carolina's emergency response. Officials told K4 the task force expects to continue the rescue efforts for another week before returning home. I'm Spencer Plato.
You'll find more news at our website, kgou.org, and on the KGOU PM News Brief podcast.
The candidates for November are set.
I know Donald Trump's type.
Between now and Election Day,
we are not going back.
A campaign season unfolding faster.
Kamala Harris is not getting a promotion
Than any in recent history.
Make America great again.
Follow it all with new episodes every weekday on the NPR Politics Podcast.